from an audio perspective, Facebook actually today just released their podcast offering and their live audio offering as well. And so they're getting into the game. Spotify, they came out with Green Room, which is their Clubhouse competitor. So I think live audio is here to stay. Drop-in audio is here to stay.
What are the new trends you've been seeing in podcasts? Was the thing that you will say that is changing in 2021?
Yeah, I mean, I think from an audio perspective, you have Facebook actually today just released their podcast offering and their live audio offering as well. And so they're getting into the game. Spotify, they came out with Green Room, which is their Clubhouse competitor. So I think live audio is here to stay. Drop-in audio is here to stay. And I think it's going to get, from a creator economy standpoint, look at how much people are doing, right? They're getting tips, they're getting paid as creators. So I'm excited about that because the ability to build an audience that way. I've actually built some really strong relationships. I just moved to Miami, which is why you see such a bare background right now. But my point is, me moving here, a lot of people that I met from drop-in audio apps such as Clubhouse, they're real life friends, and we built a relationship because they listen to me, I listen to them, and now it's like we're grabbing dinner like in 2 days or so, right? So that's on the audio side of things. I think from the podcasting standpoint, you see Apple and Spotify both allowing for subscriptions, right? And I think that's interesting because these big companies are now putting more power in the hands of creators, right? So I think beyond just monetizing through ads, you could, like for the Marketing School podcast, we monetize through subscriptions, we monetize through our events as well, where we could charge, $25,000 plus per ticket, or we can charge for educational pieces, right? So it's very much like, I think, not only just on the podcasting side, as long as you're a creator, you build an audience first, you can build a business around it, which is why you've seen the Logan Pauls of the world, fighting Floyd Mayweather, right? So I think it's just a very exciting time for creators in general.
And let's say this, that obviously content is great, but we know that especially in the latest year with the changes of the social media platform, we can't really talk about content without talking about video, right? Video is probably one of the main medium right now in all the different platforms. And in the past years, you've been ramping up a lot your video production. I've been seeing a lot more videos from your side. You've been doing a lot of live stream as well. You've been working a lot on your YouTube channel. What's the biggest challenge with video, and what was your biggest success?
Yeah, I would say the biggest challenge we're facing right now with video. So we do pretty well with SEO. We do pretty well with podcasts, but my YouTube channel is, and I'll be very transparent, it's not been the easiest, right? So we're at 57,000 subscribers right now, which is not that big. And, I'm talking to one of my friends later who's actually started a channel with millions of subscribers, right? And he knows how to go viral and all that, right? So what I would say is he actually audited my channel yesterday, and he said, we know you, Eric, you like to talk about a lot of different things, but there's no focus on the channel. Even if you talk about marketing in general, it's too broad, right? So this is why you see some channels, if they just focus on YouTube, they get really big. If they just focus on SEO, they get really big, right? So from a YouTube standpoint, to do really well there, to become a good YouTube creator, it's about focus, right? So I'm going to talk to him a little later today, but I like talking about a lot of different things because I like, my entire premise is just leveling up, right? So I would say YouTube, we're trying to get better at that. We might need to hire some YouTube experts on that side to finally just say, okay, just grow it. I think video in general has been very helpful from you've done a lot of courses at Mindvalley, right? So a course creation standpoint, I think for distributing my message, right? Like from a cultural standpoint or a company standpoint, we actually have a lot of videos that I pre-recorded that talks about the mission, vision, values, all that. And so I think you gain a lot of leverage from videos, and this is nothing that's new. But I think, what we're going to see more of long-term is influencers, right? Being able to do shoppable live streams, right? Obviously it's very popular in China right now, but I think we're going to see more and more of it. And I think it's just a nice way to build rapport with people at scale. It's the same thing with podcasting and this too. And what it ultimately does, the reason why I'm even thinking about my YouTube channel, it's like, Eric, you're doing so many different things, is because the more reach I get, the more deal flow I get from either partnering up with other companies, buying other companies, or recruiting great talent, or just building great relationships, right? That's how all these things happen through sheer serendipity. Like I met you through serendipity, right? Who it was totally out of nowhere, right? So that's what I think video and just any type of creation does.
Absolutely. And I totally believe that different medium and different type of content create different type of relationship. Like that's something that I've always seen. Like for some reason, whenever I'm listening to a podcast, I really feel a sort of a deeper connection with someone, but somehow strange because I never see this person in face, right? So there are people that have been listening to their podcast for a year. I have no idea how they look like. And some other time, like I'm thinking about other amazing content creator in the written format, like Tim Urban. Amazing content creator, writing amazing content, just very long form written content. What would you say about this in terms of how different content can create different type of relationship? And is there some specific content that you would suggest for maybe a business relationship, like in your case, to grow an agency? Is there something that you see that has been working better than others?
Yeah. So your question is more so around basically what type of content creates helpful business relationships. Is that what it is?
Let's say so. Yeah.
Okay. So for me, believe it or not, Twitter has actually been the most helpful. Twitter is, to me, you have the smartest, most powerful people in the world, even the most richest people in the world hanging out and sharing insights. And if you're sharing something good, that's where you tend, all of a sudden you might gain 20, 30, 40,000 followers, right? Because it's an open graph. And, Facebook is closed off, right? A lot of the stuff, LinkedIn is closed off as well. But when you're out there, it's really easy to engage and see what other people are liking, seeing what your friends are liking and engaging with. So to me, what type of content works well, what gets my attention is, again, if you're sharing a helpful insight and you just seem like a really smart person that I should get to know, then I'm going to DM you. Like today I was walking in the morning and I was listening to this podcast. I just decided to DM the guy. His name's Chris Powers, and he's interesting to me because he did private equity, he sold a lot of real estate, and now he's very much kind of going into creator mode, right? And he's kind of jumped out of that business. So I think that's interesting because very much what I'm doing with Leveling Up is very much a holding company too. So I think he's got a lot of interesting insights. I think he's got different perspectives. So I just want to learn from him, right? So that's what I think would get my attention and brings a lot of business value. And ultimately what I try to do is once I engage with somebody through a Twitter or like email, I try to get them to meet in person. So the most helpful content, if you're asking about it, is, look, if you're doing YouTube, if you're doing podcasts, if you're just spending that time, it takes a little more effort to do a live event, right? And now we're slowly coming out of the pandemic. To do a live event, and Mindvalue's done a ton of them, get with these people, nothing beats in person at the end of the day. And if you're an introvert like me, I like to throw the dinners when I go to conferences, or I just end up throwing an event. And it seems scary, but after you do it, it's not scary at all.
I love it. It's a very good point. And I believe that after the pandemic, there will be a sort of a resurge of live events, as you said, right? Because we kind of missed for too long this connection, and this will be stronger and stronger. And you just mentioned it right now. You did a book lately that's named Leveling Up, How to Master the Game of Life and Business. So do you want to tell us a bit more about that? What was the idea behind the book, and how does this connect with your agency, your brand, the things you're doing?
Yeah. Actually, that's a great question, because Leveling Up, How to Master the Game of Life is really a book on how to play the game of life, because life's just a game, right? And business is one of the ultimate games that you can play. Now, a lot of people ask me, Eric, why didn't you just do a marketing book? And I said, that's the easy way out. That's for sure. Short-term profits will be great. We can drive it into the funnel and drive it into the agency. You can drive it into the software, all the other things that we have going on, right? But that doesn't speak to me as something that I can do for the rest of my life. Leveling Up, the difference there is my entire mission is to level up the world, and I'll never accomplish that mission, right? It's to slowly get closer a little just every single day. And the reason I decided to do the book too is really I was writing a book for my 12-year-old self, because I played a lot of games from ages 8 to about 22 or so, and gaming really helped give me confidence, defined how I am as an entrepreneur, right? Or even an investor. And so like a lot of my mental models, how I think comes from games. And just for some people, sports helps make them into who they are. For me, it's really much gaming, right? Like gaming taught me community, taught me collaboration, taught me how to speak with people, taught me how to play at a high level, taught me patience. A lot of these things you can learn from sports too. So to me, these are parallel, but people look down on games. So obviously, also as a business person, I think, okay, there's an opportunity to capitalize on this audience because there's over 3.1 billion people in the world that have played a game. And so I can take my gaming background and my founder background and then combine the two. And then I'm going to have something unique that nobody else can say that they have because my experiences are my experiences. And so to me, that's a lot more compelling long-term versus just a marketing book, because marketing changes so quickly and it gets exhausting at times just talking about the newest trends, right? Whereas I can just talk about, hey, life's a game and I'm going to show you how to play it. And that's the rest of my life, right? And I can just do whatever I want as long as it falls within leveling up the world, which is very broad.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you truly enjoyed it. I'm Alessio Pieroni and I'm the founder of Scale for Impact and obviously of Scale with Alessio. In this channel you can find some of the most amazing marketing content, the content that will help you, your online education business to go to the next level. And if you want to see other videos like this one, please subscribe to this channel. It means really the world for us. And please also comment below and tell us how you found this video. It's truly important. If on the other side you want to go to the next level and you actually want to make sure that you can watch the entire talks from the Scale series, you want to see over 50 speakers, people that have been changing the entire marketing landscape, and see exactly how these can take your business to the next level, please subscribe to the Scale series. For just $99, you're gonna get the chance to see some of the most amazing speakers, and on top of that, get a lot of other bonuses. You're gonna have 3 amazing books completely for free inside that, tens of hours of other marketing training, all of it for just $99. Literally, that's just $2 per talk. And we're not talking about random speakers. We're talking about people like Jay Abram, people like Alex Cattoni, Vishen Lakhiani, Jeff Walker, Perry Marshall, Rich Schefrin, Molly Pittman, Murray Smith. Incredible people that change the entire marketing landscape right now at your fingertip for just $2 each. So don't wait anymore. It's time for you to get the Scale series. See you there and upgrade your marketing knowledge.